I might not make it to Hollywood, but that's not what my aim is. I'm back at experiencing God again. All right, in this book it says God is love. His will is always best. God is all knowing. His directions are always right. God is all powerful. He can enable you to accomplish his will. Now, like we use the language that we use, man, because that's the language that we got, right? My language is English. That's what I understand and that's what I know. So the literature that I read is in English, all right? It's just like when it talks about God is love, it's scriptural. You know what I'm saying? This is 1 John chapter 4, verse 16. It says, God is love, and all who live in love lives in God, and God lives in them. And as we live in God, our love grows more perfect. So we will not be afraid on the day of judgment, but we can face him with confidence because we live like Jesus here in this world. All right? Like, scripture's deep, man. You know what I'm saying? He who abides in love abides in God. It says, like, I'm going to go over here. This is 1 John, all right? And chapter 2. And I'm going to start at verse 14. It says, if we love our Christian brothers and sisters, it proves that we have passed from death to life. But a person who has no love is still dead. All right? Anyone who hates another brother or sister is really a murderer at heart. And you know that murderers don't have eternal life within them. All right? We know what real love is because Jesus gave his life for us. So we also are to give up our lives for our brothers and sisters. If someone has enough money to live well and sees a brother or sister in need but shows no compassion, how can God's love be in that person? Check this out. Let me read it again, right? It says, if someone has enough money to live well and sees a brother or sister in need but shows no compassion, how can God's love be in that person? You know what I'm saying? Like, really, we ought to look at some of the scriptures that we're reading. And that, like, if we call ourselves Christians, right? All right, and we support certain social and policies and things like that, is not about the poor and it's not about uplifting people, then, like, you fall far from the mark, man. You know what I'm saying? You fall far from the mark, man, and that's sin. Sin means missing the mark. All right, and the mark is the examples of like Yeshua, like Jesus. All right, that's an example of how we ought to live. Like, I got to be willing to give my life for the truth. Like Malcolm X, no sellout. Like Martin Luther King that got like gunned down. All right, like all of the other people. Listen, check this out. If you ain't willing to give your life for the truth, right, or to the revelations that God gives to you, then you ain't worthy. All right. Because I think it says it right here in the book. If you're willing to lose your life for my sake, you will gain it, right? But if you seek to keep it, you lose it. All right? Straight up, man. No chaser. That's what it is. You understand what I'm saying? Like there's deeper levels to this thing, right? And like the more that I read, and I read a lot of books, like a lot of people, tell me, don't read this, don't read that, man. I'm going to read everything. All right, if I could read Chinese, I'd be reading that too, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like the idea, man, of these 12-step programs when they talk about no religion and, get a higher power and a God of your understanding, because that's where we at. You understand? That dude over there bowing down to that statue, that's where he at, man, because that's where he at. All right? Like all these, Christian in their churches with all their icons, that's where you at. So I got to love you where you at. You understand? My Muslim brother, I love you where you at. My Hebrew brother, I love you where you at, man. My, shamanic brother, man, whoever you are, man, I love you where you at, man. Because that's where you at. Because you ain't got to be where I'm at. You understand what I'm saying? I let you be you, and you let me be me. You understand what I'm saying? As long as I ain't violating you in your space, don't violate mine, man. Cause I ain't one of them. Like, my turn the other cheek thing is different, man. Like, I'm gonna tell you straight up, man. All right, like, folks, turn the other cheek to me, man, means you get the wrath. That's what it means to me. You know what I'm saying? I turn my other cheek, man, you're gonna want to run the other way. Peace and love.